Hi there. Well, I'm here today in the Great Australian Outdoors, and I thought that I'd bring you this latest tablet, the Lenovo Helix, from the outdoors, because that's really what mobility is all about. It's about being able to work wherever you are. So what we have with this Lenovo Helix is yet another hybrid Windows 8 high-end tablet. This particular tablet's got an Intel Core i5 or an i7 processor, so it's really the best of the best in terms of performance. But it's packed into this this nice 11.6-inch screen tablet form factor. Weighs about 800 grams, so it's actually not too bad considering the amazing hardware that's in there. There's even 4 gig of RAM, or up to 8 gig of RAM I should say, and also up to 256 gigabyte solid state drives in here. And at 800 grams it's actually quite light when you really get a feel for it, considering the fact that essentially we've got the whole contents of a laptop right in this small package here. As you can see, of course, it's running Windows 8 Professional. Being a Core series processor, of course, we can run 64, 32-bit operating systems. This type of device here will easily run your corporate SOE environment, if that's Windows 8 or Windows 7. And the Lenovo brand is really a big hit with corporates, so we expect to see this showing up in a lot of corporate environments. A couple of things about the screen while we're here. It is a high definition 1920 by 1080 screen, so it's full high definition. 11.6 inch, as I said. It is a little bit glossy on the display, but it is quite bright at 400 nits, so we can see it quite comfortably under the shelter here. Out in the direct sun it might be a little bit more challenging with the reflection, but it's still visible outdoors, as are most tablets these days, which is great. One of the key things that we have here, of course, is the Wacom digitizer pen, and I'll demonstrate that to you now. It's a small type Wacom pen that's probably not going to be very comfortable with writing. Personally, I'd replace this with something like the Wacom bamboo stylus feel instead of this standard one here, which you can leave plugged into the tablet. There is a spot for it there, which is great. But the beauty of course, this system is that it's fast and accurate, and with that kind of processing power behind it, it's going to be very, very useful with this pen technology and that high definition screen. Another key feature that Lenovo have been really keen to point out is this hybrid design with this docking keyboard. What Lenovo calls rip and flip is just this. I can actually pull the screen away and use it as a tablet, or if I wanted to, I can actually come back and dock it backwards, turn the screen around and use it as a sort of a movie station or something like that, or a media station, so I can actually have the screen facing backwards. And that's handy if you wanted to watch a movie and you're on the plane or something like that. Plug your headphones in and just have it sitting backwards like this, and that way the screen won't be in the way of the seat in front and things like that. So it's a clever idea that I'm sure people will find it useful. Now, the rip and flip design is very clever. However, the one issue that I have with the tablet itself is that all of the ports are actually concealed when the tablet's actually docked on the keyboard. So, for instance, you couldn't leave something plugged into the USB port there while it's plugged into the keyboard. You'd actually have to pull it out and plug it back into the keyboard. The keyboard itself has a really great feel. It's got very nice travelling keys. It feels just like using a regular laptop. It's got a bit of a click there, so it's a lot better than some of those touch style keyboards that are coming out these days with very short key travels. Of course, you've got the old Lenovo pointing stick, but a very nice new large trackpad there that could be very useful as well. This design is much better than ThinkPads ever used to be. The beauty of the keyboard, though, is that it actually has a battery built into it. In fact, it's a slightly larger battery than what is built into the tablet. You've got about 42 watt hours in the keyboard itself of battery power, and in the tablet you've got about 28. So combined, we expect to see something around 8 to 10 hours of use time with the tablet and the keyboard together. And of course, fold it together, and what you've got is quite a nice slimline ultra portable laptop. Now, taking a look at the ports that are available, you've got a USB 3 port and a USB 2 port on the back of the tablet here, as well as a display port. It's a mini display port, so you can plug that into an external screen. And really, if you're using this in the office, in the desktop environment, you'll want to do that. You want to set yourself up with good ergonomics, a nice big screen, keyboard and mouse. Power plugs directly into the device here. We've got car chargers for this device as well as the wall charger. We've got audio in and out on the side of the tablet here. And if I take the tablet off, you'll see the extra ports that we've got on the tablet. We've got another USB port on the tablet itself. We've got a mini display port directly on the tablet, so you should be able to carry an adapter, for example, plug that into a projector directly. You've got an SD card reader there, so you can expand the memory, and also we've got a SIM card slot there and power directly into the tablet too. Standard Windows 8 buttons, of course, the power buttons on the top here. As you can see, it's a very responsive tablet. It's very fast, obviously thanks to that Core i7 and i5 power, third generation Intel Core processors, so it's really up there with the fastest of the tablets that's currently available. As you'd expect, I've got a 3 megapixel camera on the front of the tablet here, and I've got a 5 megapixel camera on the back of the tablet. Now the 5 megapixel camera on the back of this tablet is not the kind of camera that you're going to use to take happy snaps at Disneyland. That said, it is great for being able to take snaps for documentation when you're out in the field and in those sorts of business uses. Being able to have the photograph available immediately on the tablet and being able to draw on it, mark it up and things like that, email it off, is much easier on a tablet like this with Windows on it. The hybrid tablet choice isn't getting any easier because we've got so many great contenders now. We've got the Samsung Active Tab 7, they're calling it now. We've got the Fujitsu Q702. We've now got the Toshiba Z10 and this Lenovo Helix, just as a few examples of great laptop style hybrid tablets that can break away and go with you. Where I see this Lenovo Helix fitting in is in the corporate world. We've already seen some of our customers take up this tablet to roll out to some of their executives, their mobile executives, and it's a great option for that. The key contender really for this space is probably the Fujitsu Q702, which is also very corporate friendly. The Fujitsu's got a few more business features on it, like fingerprint security. It also has a carry arrangement, which I haven't seen for the Lenovo yet. It has a lower resolution screen and an N-Trig pen, not a Wacom pen. So in that way, it's pretty hard to make a call between the two. They both have 3G here in Australia that works on all of the corporate networks, Telstra, Optus, Vodafone, etc. Personally, I think the design of the Lenovo is nicer. It looks better, it feels nicer, but I think that the Fujitsu is a little bit more practical in terms of things like ports. You've got VGA ports on the Fujitsu, you've got an Ethernet port directly on the Fujitsu, so it's a lot more utilitarian in that way than the Lenovo. I think the Lenovo is a standout over the Samsung personally, and I would choose this device over the Samsung Active Tab 7, unless price is a factor, and with price involved you may be able to pick up the Samsung cheaper. But any of these hybrid Windows 8 tablets will make you so much more mobile than just a laptop or a tablet or a laptop and a tablet. Having everything in the one device is so convenient, it's so easy. So if you're interested to have a look at this Lenovo Helix, contact us and we can arrange a demonstration for you. And if you're looking at rolling out tablets in a project for your company, please get in touch with us and we'd be happy to come out and see you anywhere in Australia.